Oh my God. Russell Wilson, one of the best quarterbacks in the entire NFL, is reportedly fed up with the Seahawks management and might want a trade out of Seattle. And the only 4 teams on his list that he would waive his no-trade clause for are the Cowboys, Raiders, Saints, and the Chicago Bears. What is up, guys? I'm back with the Chicago Bears off-season update videos. I apologize. I have not been posting on this channel regularly over the past couple weeks. I've just been busy with a lot of other stuff going on in my life. But there also hasn't been that much news regarding the Bears recently, okay? There hasn't been much of anything concrete, okay? We had rumors that Carson Wentz might go to the Bears, but obviously that did not happen. He went to the Colts. Ryan Pace, for once in his life, decided to not overpay and just stand pat, which I am super happy about because I would not be the happiest guy if Carson Wentz went to the Bears. Even though, I would have been okay with it maybe eventually. Like, Carson Wentz was probably one of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL last year. And to think the Bears could somehow fix him, that was wishful thinking. So I'm kind of happy Carson Wentz didn't come here. We had a couple other rumors like, Derek Carr potentially going here. I mean, practically every single quarterback in the NFL that's available is rumored to be going to the Bears because obviously the Bears need a quarterback right now, okay? Because we only have Nick Foles on the roster for next year. I don't see any way in which Mitch Trubisky is being brought back for next year because obviously, especially with Matt Nagy staying here, like that dynamic is not going to work out at all, okay? It hasn't worked out for 3 years in the past. What makes you think it's going to work out the next year, okay, in the 4th year? It is not going to happen. Mitch Trubisky, I wish him the best of luck wherever he goes next, but I don't think it's going to work out in Chicago, and he's just simply not the level of the other star quarterbacks in the league right now, okay? Ryan Pace selected the wrong quarterback, obviously, so we have to move on from Mitch Trubisky. Again, I wish him the best of luck, but yeah, man, the last few weeks, like, Bears fans have pretty much just been salivating at every single rumor, of every single quarterback available, okay? We've been wanting Deshaun Watson, which I still hope happens. That would be the ideal scenario, but that's very unlikely because the Texans seemingly do not want to trade him. So Watson is a pipe dream. People have been talking about Gardner Minshew going here, Matt Stafford, Sam Darnold. Like, practically every single quarterback has been rumored to be going to the Bears, or at least the Bears have interest. But guys, nothing like this has happened so far this year. I mean, in fact, nothing like this has ever happened maybe in the history of the franchise, okay? A quarterback like Russell Wilson reportedly actually wants to go to the Chicago Bears if he demands a trade. I'm going to read the exact quote from Adam Schefter this morning, which, by the way, guys, Adam Schefter is the most reliable source of news in the NFL, okay? This is not some low-level reporter reporting this. This is Adam freaking Schefter reporting this. He said that Russell Wilson has told the Seahawks he wants to play in Seattle, but if a trade were considered, the only teams he would go to are the Cowboys, Saints, Raiders, and Bears. Bro, what? Like, this never happens to franchises like ours, okay? The Chicago Bears are not that prestigious, franchise that star quarterbacks would like to come to because look at our history, guys. We always mess it up. But the fact that Russell freaking Wilson would actually be okay with coming here, in fact, he has us on his list, I don't even know how to react to that. That's like if the hottest girl in school asked a nerd out on a date, okay? It never happens, but somehow it actually happened. And obviously, I'm being a little bit too optimistic about this whole thing because there's a good chance Russell Wilson is not going to be traded because why would the Seahawks want to trade a future Hall of Fame quarterback, okay? They're going to try everything they can to resolve the situation. But guys, I've been following the story over the past couple months, and Russell Wilson clearly is not happy with the Seattle Seahawks or with Pete Carroll as well, okay? If you look at Pete Carroll's scheme right now, it's a run-first type of scheme, okay? They would rather run the football 20, 30 plus times a game than, have Russell Wilson drop back and pass the ball 30, 40 times a game, which is kind of ridiculous to a lot of people in the NFL, okay? You have a Hall of Fame caliber quarterback in Russell Wilson. He has the best deep ball, one of the best deep balls in the entire NFL. He can extend any play. He can go beyond the pocket. He can run for the first down. He can do every single thing a quarterback has to do, but Pete Carroll and the Seahawks have not taken full advantage of his abilities, which is why he is upset. And also, they have not been consulting with him on certain personnel decisions, which obviously you don't actually have to ask your quarterback about their opinions on personnel, coaching, and all that, because obviously, there's still a leg below you. Like, you still control them. He's still an employee of that organization. He's still a player on that team. So the coach definitely has the final say. General manager also has the final say. But if you have a quarterback of the caliber of Russell Wilson, okay, face of the franchise material, one of the best quarterbacks in the game, you should obviously consult with him on what he wants and what he needs to be successful, because that's the type of quarterback that Russell Wilson is. I mean, I guarantee you, if any desperate team like the Bears were to get Russell Wilson on their team, they would listen to any single thing he had to say, because that's how desperate a team like the Chicago Bears is for a star quarterback. Okay, we have never had a 4,000 yard plus passer in the history of our franchise. We have never had a quarterback throw for 30 plus touchdowns either in a single season. I mean, think about how pathetic that is. The Chicago Bears, one of the most storied franchises. Okay, we've been around since, the beginning of the NFL. We have not had a good quarterback, a star quarterback, ever. And the fact that we might have an opportunity to get one this offseason excites me so much. I mean, you look at the reaction on social media, go on Twitter, go on Instagram, people are freaking out about this news. You have players like Tariq Cohen, Cordero Patterson trying to recruit now, Russell Wilson, and also the other quarterbacks like Deshaun Watson, because you can tell our fan base, our city, the players as well, they badly want a star quarterback. And obviously, I know a lot of people out there are going to say the Bears team still has a lot of other problems. Okay, we still need help on the offensive line. We don't know what's happening with Allen Robinson. He might be leaving us this offseason unless we tag him. We have cap problems. We have to, replace some people on defense potentially. If we have to cut anybody, because I can't see players like Buster Screen or maybe even, Danny Trevathan returning, because we don't have the money to keep some of these players. So we might have to replace some guys on this roster, and we do have problems. But guys, if you get a guy like Russell Wilson, that makes up for a lot of the problems that your team has, because look at a team like the Seattle Seahawks. Okay, the Seattle Seahawks recently have not drafted well at all. Okay, they had a bad offensive line. They didn't have many weapons on that team besides DK Metcalf. They had a lot of holes all over the defense. Okay, Russell Wilson had to carry that team early on that season, and they still won 12 games. Think about that for a second. A roster like the Seahawks roster, which has so many problems on it, a roster that most quarterbacks in the league probably could not win, even 8 or 9 or 10 games with. Russell Wilson won 12 games with that roster. Early on that season, he was in the MVP race with the crazy season he was having. Obviously, as the year progressed, a lot of problems arose. That offense was not as creative, as innovative as other offenses in the NFL. So Russell Wilson did struggle to end the year, but still, the season that he had, it would be the best season out of any Bears quarterback in our entire history, which is why Bears fans are going so crazy right now. We have not had a quarterback in our entire history even close to what Russell Wilson is right now. Okay, Russell Wilson is a future Hall of Fame quarterback that's going to be one of the best to ever play the game. And yeah, I totally get he's 32 years of age. He's going to be 33 next season. So age is definitely a concern. But if you look at other quarterbacks in the league right now, guys, like Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, other dudes, like they're playing until maybe even age 40 and beyond. So it's not totally crazy to think that we could get 5+ years of great QB play from Russell Wilson. 5 years of QB play that we have never had in our entire franchise. And think about, the other effects that's going to have on our team as well. Okay, free agents are actually going to want to come to Chicago on cheap deals to play with Russell Wilson, because he's that type of quarterback. Look at what, players did with Tom Brady. Everybody took a pay cut to play with Tom Brady, and it resulted in a Super Bowl championship. Okay, one of the worst, most irrelevant franchises in the entire NFL, the Buccaneers, won a Super Bowl after they went big at the QB position, because that's how important finding a good quarterback is for your team, okay, for your franchise. Okay, it's obviously other factors do matter as well. The Buccaneers had one of the best defenses in the NFL. They had a great offensive line too, so we'd have to add talent around Russell Wilson, but we could definitely do that because people would want to actually play with him in Chicago. So obviously you can tell I'm pretty pumped up about this news, because all I've ever wanted as a Bears fan is a star quarterback for my team. Okay, I've been tortured for way too long. The fact that we might get one this offseason, which I have to stress the word might, because this is not likely to happen at all. It's still going to take a miracle for the Seahawks to somehow trade him, but the fact that Russell Wilson would actually want to come here, that makes me so damn excited. If you want to know what it's going to take to trade for him, it's going to take a lot. Okay, the starting price is probably going to be 3 first-rounders, which I know a lot of people are going to be upset about, because obviously you guys want to build other parts of the team, but guys, nothing else matters if we don't have the quarterback. Okay, it doesn't matter how good our team is. It doesn't matter how good our defense is if we don't have the quarterback. Let's get the quarterback first and then build around him, because like we've seen in the past, Ryan Pace is a genius in getting mid-round talent. Okay, we'd still have our 3rd, 4th, 5th round picks, and with those picks, we could potentially get another Eddie Jackson. We could potentially get another Darnell Mooney, another Jalen Johnson, another, Cody Whitehair. Okay, great players in the mid-rounds that Ryan Pace has drafted. So I'm not totally concerned with the amount of draft capital we would give away. It would probably be, 3 first-rounders, some second-rounders as well, maybe a couple players as well. So it would be a lot. It would be a big compensation package. But for a guy like Russell Wilson, that would totally be worth it in my opinion. So let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments down below. Do you want Russell Wilson to come to Chicago? Obviously, most of you guys probably do, but I want to know all of your opinions. So let me know down below in the comments. I will keep you guys updated on the story as more news develops because obviously it's way too early to be taking anything away. So stay subscribed to this channel with notifications on if you want more news updates like this one. But as always, guys, bear down.